Lynda serves as President and Grand Chief of the First Nations of North America. She has served as teacher and lecturer at the First Nations Bible College, an official college of the Pentecostal Association of Canada. Her studies in the area of Indigenous women worldwide and their suffering qualify Lynda to teach and speak on a wide range of subjects related to keeping Indigenous families intact while holding traditional values.
It's a great honor and privilege to be here in Israel. As always, it is the land of the First Nations people on planet Earth. And we honor you, Israel, all the Israelites. Indigenous people from around the world will be coming to Jerusalem next year in 2008. The World Indigenous Christian Gathering is going to be held. It's held every 2 years, and next year in 2008 it will be hosted in Israel. There are three things that I see in a 15-minute time span as to what I want to say to you is that we look to the Creator who created us as First Nations people, in my case, in North America, and other indigenous tribes around the world also deal with this issue. Wherever I speak, whether it's Australia or New Zealand or any of these nations, every people group is dealing with the same issue. And that is that the God, the Creator God, who created this planet Earth, this God did a very strange thing, in my opinion. He gave mankind a charge over his creation of planet Earth. And I believe the belief of our system and people is that he prepared those people groups for a very specific part of the world. In Israel, the Israelites here, they are the first of the First Nations. They are the host people of this land. In North America, we are the host people of that continent. We were placed there before anyone else, and we are given a stewardship of that land. The second thing that in dealing with that is if you're going to be a steward of that land, it's somebody else's creation and you're going to answer in the end for that stewardship, then it's very important to have three things. One is your identity, because if you have no identity, you have no dignity. And if you have no dignity, then you have no authority. And you have to have authority to be an official gatekeeper in your land as to what transpires and what takes place. The third thing is looking at others and their response to us and how they perceive us. But you know, in terms of this identity is what we're battling for. And as First Nations people, I myself suffered through this. Some people like to term it as the Holocaust of the First Nations people of North America or the indigenous people of the world. And it's called assimilation policies that were initiated by federal governments, where we were taken, I myself was taken a week after my 5th birthday, and I was placed in an institution. In this institution, before we got off the bus, they stripped us of our clothes, they cut our hair, and they said, today you are no longer Lynda, today you were given the number 63, and when we call this number, you respond to that. So, in the quickest way to dispossess a people and to conquer a people is to dispossess them from their homeland and their families. The whole philosophy and purpose of existence, of our existence as Indigenous people, told by our ancestors, was based on the family. And if you couldn't have that, you couldn't have anything. And that, in fact, the Creator created the world because he wanted a family. So what we're seeing today is a company of women and a family coming together worldwide. And it's an honor to be in your company today, to push through to be here in Israel today for this conference.